like it's hidden the red.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Shit. Okay. All right. Well, that's a problem.
What? I hear you.
No, no, because it's supposed to be coming through this, not through this.
Okay. I don't even know what you're
Yeah.
pointing at. So.
No, so I have these headphones with this mic here,
Yeah.
and I have this mic set.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So let me see. Audio. Oh, that's why. Okay. So the mic is external microphone. Okay. So let's go to fast track. Okay.
Okay. Now I can't hear anything. Still nothing, Kev. And if you're tuned in on any of the streams, you are catching some of the early behind-the-scenes footage, or at least the sounds of it.
Pop.
There's Kevin.
Okay.
Okay.
There. See. Okay. No. This is what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be coming through this mic, which is just coming through.
I think you're coming through both your mics now.
It only picks one, so it's either the fast track or it's the external microphone. So it's coming through fast track right now, and this is cleaner, like more professional sound. This is just a sort of standard app mic. So
okay.
Yeah, so
are you ready to go live, my friend?
Hold on 1 second.
Because I'm still getting the double. Like you said, it picks one, but it didn't. It's picking them both. I love the backdrop, by the way.
No.
I can hear you vaguely in the background. We're just about ready to go live, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a few seconds here while my podcast partner attends to his life.
Yeah. Okay.
You're still coming in twice, Kevin.
Twice?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Let me kill face. How's that?
Say something?
Yeah.
Well, say like a sustained sentence.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is how I do on a rhyme.
Okay, I guess that works. We'll make do.
Okay. Shouldn't be twice because they only allow you to choose one input, and right input is the fast track mic that I'm using here.
Well, I think it's switching between one and the other because you sound like the dude from all those 80s videos, where you start to sound a little bit like this right here.
Huh.
You sound like the dude in the cafe in Back to the Future Part 2.
Okay. Is it still like that? Is it still sound like that?
Yes, it does.
Okay. We'll switch back. Let's to
pretty much be ready by the time I'm done with this joint.
External microphone. Default. No. Pop. How's that? 1, 2, 3.
It's better. You're a little muted, but it's better.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The 10 crack commandments.
Okay. Yeah. How's that?
That's fine.
Okay. Okay. So let's go then.
Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's go live in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. We are going live on our Showtime with Kev podcast page, and we've been going live on the other shit that I'm streaming anyway. So, I'm Corey Showtime.
I'm Kevin Monroe.
And this is the Showtime.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's how I do on a rhyme. Sorry.
It's still doubling up, Kevin. I thought we fixed it, but I don't think we did.
A word. Okay, let me switch this back. Hold on.
Kevin is sponsored by Pepsi. If you can tell by the way that his sound is.
Pop. There we go. Nice.
That's good. Okay, let's start it again. Thank you for tuning into the Showtime and Kev podcast with all of our now namesake technical difficulties. I'm Corey Showtime.
I'm Kevin Monroe.
And this is the Showtime and Kev podcast, but we cannot get started talking about our current events and current affairs until Kevin scares Caucasian and unseasoned people all over the world with his island intro. If you would be so kind, my friend.
In the name of the one called Emperor Selassie, I conquering tribe of Judah, King of Santa Cruz, Reggae Music Festival, Black Lives Matter with the Rasta that going up in this piece, Lord of mercy. Burakashak, Burak, book, yaga
Nothing's
yow.
a guan. I almost lit my fucking hand on fire just now.
Nothing's a dreadlocks. Yes, that'll be the name of if I ever do a show on television, it will be called Nothing's a Guan.
Yeah.
Which will be hilarious in New York and the Caribbean and Florida, and the rest of America will be like, "What the fuck is Nothing's a Guan?"
Well,
what's a Guan? Nothing's a Guan.
As long as somebody knows, we'll figure it out here. I'm gonna share the link with you real quick so everybody can get on the same page, and we'll all figure it out. So,
how you doing, Corey? What's cracking with you, man?
I'm doing okay, man. I'm trying to keep healthy. I don't have COVID, but I may have been exposed to something else, so I'm isolating myself. Other than that, I'm good. How are you?
Man, I had I'm self-isolating, like trying to stay out of trouble. Halloween really had me, man. For a minute, I really wanted to go out there. And I really wanted to do my usual Halloween trawl, but I was like, nah, the scariest thing is seeing a dude without a mask. You know what I mean? Like that's it, The
one time a year you can get Americans to wear a mask, and it's usually not over their mouths because the motherfuckers never know when to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I mean, my Halloween costume was just me walking around coughing on kids.
That's a hate crime technically. That's like that is what's the word I'm looking for? That is chemical warfare.
right. It's psyops.
You are fighting dirty. That's against the Geneva Convention, bro.
It's Halloween. It's just fun.
That's true.
So let me try this real quick. So I wanted to show an image of what my Halloween costume was.
Okay. You sharing the screen? Are you attempting to share the screen?
I'm attempting to share an application window. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Did that work?
I don't know. Let me see.
Well, but if you can still see me, then the answer is no.
No, I can't see you.
Okay.
Let me see if we. Nope, there isn't a screen for that. So.
Well, okay. Well, never mind then. This
you should be able to share your screen though. Do you have the option down at the bottom to share screen?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, so I share it, and it says share preview, and I have a preview window open, and it didn't.
Yeah, well, that's the preview. You're not sharing the actual screen. If you go one step further, it'll probably share the screen.
Okay, hold on. No,
make sure you got your porn windows closed.
No, the name of the program is preview, and that's the one I'm sharing. So here it is.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not. Nothing's coming through on this side, so I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. All right. Well, forget it then. But basically, my Halloween costume is I dressed up as one of the Ghana funeral guys.
Yeah. Matter of fact, share that with me on Facebook, and I'll share the screen.
It's just go to my Facebook page, and you can grab it.
Okay, you're making me work. Okay, I got you. Fine.
Yeah, but it was hilarious to me because people don't know about this. I have to explain it. Like in Ghana, when you die, you can hire people to put you in the grave, and they don't just carry your casket to the grave. They dance all the way there, they have it on their shoulders, and they're public enemies, S1Ws. They have a whole routine. They're like the Temptations, at a funeral home.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
This is Kevin last night getting it in.
Right. So
literally killing them.
And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see. If you could scroll down just a little bit, you see I have the little. I have the baby coffin. Because I was okay, I don't have 5 other brothers I could do this costume with. I need to figure out a way to get the casket going. So I made a baby coffin, and people were like, "Ugh, that's wrong."
That's hilarious.
I'm like, you know how heavy a grown ass dead man is?
Yeah, at least 150 pounds by average. That's dead weight.
literally dead weight. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna just, I'm gonna make a baby coffin. I'll dance with the dead baby. Just have that
Dude,
right there.
this right here is giving me a lot of ideas. Like it's green screen, so we can put a lot. We can have you at the White House. We can have you at Ben Carson's office. That's a good one.
Yeah, yeah. I deliberately left the green screen in there because I'm like, I didn't have time to like come up with all the ideas, but I know somebody's gonna come up with some stuff. So, um,
Hilarious. I like it, man.
but but anyway, I mean, it is but it fits 2020. I mean, this is a dark time. So
Mhm.
if you can't laugh at the Ghana dudes with the casket on their shoulders, I don't know how you're gonna survive the rest of this year.
That's very true. It's very
Oh
true.
man. So let's get into it, man. I mean, the first thing that we got to get off the shelf, which has been ridiculous this whole week. What is up with all these rappers supporting Trump?
I have no
I
idea.
mean, Lil Wayne came out. Lil Wayne,
Mm-hmm.
he came out. He said, besides what he's done so far with criminal reform, the Platinum Plan is going to give the community real ownership.
Uh-huh.
Um, the platinum doesn't is just me as a platinum plan for black people sound racist, but
Very. Very.
like some white dude was like, well, niggers like shiny things.
I
Let's
mean, that's right up there with the chicken and waffles plan. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying that like this is the Chitlin Circuit Court of Appeals. Like that's fucking awful. Like it's stereotypical, it's wrong, and I won't stand for it.
it's, but these rappers, they're like, oh no, he listened to what I have to say. It's like, first of all, he's talking to a rapper. Okay, if he was serious about helping black people, he would talk to black business owners. He talk to black community leaders. He talked to black clergy. No, he goes for rappers. Like, who the fuck wants to ask Lil Wayne what he thinks about healthcare?
Well, here's the thing
Does,
though. Like that.
Does Lil Wayne look like he cares about healthcare? The dude's sipping syrup like 24 hours a day.
Well, yes, he does care about healthcare because he needs to get insurance because if he can get prescription level cough syrup, he will be in like if he just has like a natural anyway, that's not what I mean. But it's funny, yeah, that it is rappers and like that shows that they don't take us very seriously. I mean, like it's 2020, we've got more than just rappers and basketball players that are prominent black people. But he's not even going to smart rappers anymore. Like Ice Cube is on like he's intelligent, but he's way to the revolutionary side. Like Killer Mike is a legit politician. Like that dude might run for office. Like he didn't ask him what he thought because he was a Bernie guy. Now, yeah, like the fact that they're only talking to rappers, or actually, I want to bring it to another point. They met with Jared Kushner, and Jared Kushner spoke, and he basically said shit to the effect of like, well, we want to help you, but we can't help you unless you guys want to help yourselves, and you got to take advantage of, like, basically called all black people lazy. And
yeah,
like,
that was no bueno.
if you got a trust fund, telling someone they're lazy is like, just shut the entire fuck up, okay? Like you never had to work for. You were born stealing home, thinking you hit a triple.
Right. Yeah, literally stealing home. Like the dude got into Harvard, because his dad has a building named after them there.
And his dad stole money, and that's why he's in jail. And his kid. That's the crazy thing about when you're that rich. Even when you go to jail, you could just put all the money you stole in a trust for your kids, and they can't touch that. And then your kids live like kings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Generational wealth.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's no shame in them going to jail either.
Mm-mm.
Like if I go to jail and I come out and I try to get a job, they're like, "Oh, you got a felony." But he comes out of jail, that dude, he can start another business. There's no,
unless that's one of the terms his parole, he can't be the president of a business. But what he can be is a consultant, which makes way more than a CEO because they get like $1 million for a contract.
Oh yeah. I mean, what's the name? Ivanka Trump, like she gets like 20-something $million a year being a consultant for Trump Industries.
Yeah.
What does she do except like get her nails done? Like,
yeah, and by a contract, I mean like a speaking engagement, like a fucking gig, like how we would get like a book contract to a corporate. So do they.
Yeah, but
their
fee
is way the fee is way higher. We ain't getting nothing like that kind. Why aren't we getting that kind of money, Kevin?
Well, because we were born to the wrong parents. That's the problem. Blame your mama, okay? I mean, she's a lovely lady, but she should have been a millionaire.
I
That's
do
all
blame
right.
my mother for being. My mother's a teacher. She really fucked up on the should have made money train.
So yeah, 50 Cent came out. He said, and he
Mother, I
tweeted,
love you.
right?
Please don't hurt me. I was just kidding. I didn't want to say your name and swear words in the same. I just
Hey, I
realized
didn't
I'm a
know.
dead man.
Hey, look. Hey, real talk. I didn't know my mom was watching these videos. She texted me and she's like, "Your accent sounds fake, so watch out. Watch your step, bro. Moms are sneaky. They won't tell you they're watching, but they're watching."
That's hilarious that your mom said your accent sounds fake. Like that's how you know you gotta call it. Like by the woman that gave you your voice is telling you, you stop with that stupid accent, boy.
I was like, but I had to treat it like a fan. I was like, well, thanks for watching. You know, it is how you get mad when people like after the show. They're like, "Yeah, I didn't like that one joke." And you're like, "All right, well, thanks for coming out."
You didn't. Okay, thank you for telling me you didn't like that one joke out of the entire 30 minutes I just did. That's gives me
Yeah, exactly.
very
It's
little
like
to work with.
29 and a half minutes a killer, and there's like 15 seconds you didn't like, and that's what you got to bring to me. All right.
Yeah, like that's not even a backhanded compliment. That is the utmost hating. That's like saying like, "Hey, 29 minutes and 45 seconds were great, but this 15 seconds that you said, you got to fix your whole act behind that." You know?
Yeah, yeah. But I can't get mad. That's my mom's. You gotta, like, okay, mom, love you. Thanks for watching. And you just gotta you gotta be like Black Panther when he like dove on that grenade and let it blow up in his chest.
But he had a vibranium suit on, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But
I'm a comic. I have something similar.
yeah.
Okay, so here's another rapper that said some shit. So 50 Cent said he said, "I don't care if Trump doesn't like black people. 62% are you out of your fucking mind." And the 62% he was talking about is
the
the
tax plan.
the highest tax rate in New York. So this is why I always get to this point. Like rappers and celebrities, I don't really think they're black. Once you have like $1 million in your pocket, you're not really black at that point.
Yes, you are. I mean, it's not the same as like it's not you and me black, but you still black. You still a nigga to somebody, but
Right.
you have enough money to circumvent the systemic racism you would normally encounter at this level. When you have that much money, you skip that whole line. Like the police can't, like just by being famous, the police can't fuck with 50 Cent the same way they would anybody else. They can, but they can't. Like they can absolutely arrest him. They can absolutely get him on something if he did, but they can't just
Right.
like pull over and beat the shit out of 50 Cent like they would a normal like George Floyd. Like they can't do that. You know what I
Well,
mean?
they tried. I mean, like Offset got arrested last week, right?
Yeah, he got arrested, but he's famous, so it was like there was still cause for pause, you know? And Cardi B was out there screaming at him, so they were already like, shit, we can't turn this off, you know?
Right. Right. WAP is whack ass police. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, yeah. But I mean, but it's this thing like the idea that we like regular ass black people would look to celebrities for any sort of like, oh well, it's all good in the hood. No, y'all got $10 million in the bank. You're not living our lives. Yeah, you don't. Nobody bothers you.
Yeah. No, I
So I
agree.
mean,
I agree to an extent, but there is definitely a level where 50 Cent being a nigga will get him, like, like Donald Trump being a nigga can get you the presidency. 50 can't really get that far. You know what I mean? Like, you still got to, like, even Jay-Z had to put on a button up. You feel me?
that's true. That's true. Yeah, they will. I mean, and this is one thing I always like throw in there. Like, America has yet to elect a really black president, or I mean, Kamala Harris, Barack Obama. It's the same template. It's people who are like me, foreign born, right, or from foreign born parents. But it's not just some regular ass black dude from Detroit or from Compton. Like America's not ready for that yet.
Yeah.
I think that if America elects like a Jamie Harris, like the guy's running in South Carolina, if they elect him for president, that's when the shit's gonna blow up, because like these like I call them adjacent niggas.
Okay.
Like they're close enough. The color is right, but if your dad's Jamaican and your mom is Indian, or if your dad is Kenyan and your mom is from Hawaii,
yeah, I see what you
mean. You gotta squeeze them into the black category, but they're not really like, my name's Jaquan and I'm gonna be your president.
Yeah.
Like that's America's not ready for that yet.
Nah. This is gonna be a while before you have President Jadeveon Clowney. It's gonna be a minute.
Yeah. Here's another rapper that said some dumb shit about Trump. T.I. Of all the people, T.I. from the South, the dirty South.
What did he say?
T.I. He said he believes that Trump got over COVID. And here's how he said it. He said, and I quote, Complex Magazine has a quote. He said, COVID starts in the throat. If you catch it while it's still in the throat and you drink warm liquid, the warm liquid will wash it down to the stomach and the stomach will kill the acid.
Yeah, that's some black people home remedy bullshit. Like that's like the same thing how we used to think 7-Up was like good to fix an upset stomach. And it's like it's not medicine. Like, no, nigga, stop. Like
that's Robitussin shit. Like,
yeah, like that's not why soup helps you when you're sick. You know what I mean? Like, just God. I don't have much today. Like, I swear I'm low on energy because what I mentioned earlier, I haven't been sleeping right, and at the same time, I just don't have energy for rappers on Trump's side. And it makes sense that rappers are on Trump's side because they've been shouting them out in their albums for 30 years. You know?
Yeah.
Like, he's been synonymous with like gaudy money, the same way Ric Flair is. The difference is Ric Flair isn't exactly racist. You know what I mean? Trump is exactly racist.
Yeah, I feel bad for those rappers that put him in their songs. Like the last rap group that did it was Ray Shremmerd, and they had a song called "Up Like Trump."
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like "Up like Trump, up like Trump."
I don't feel bad for him because like this is a teachable moment for like society. Now that we have the internet, now that we have social media, and I'm actually kind of beholden to this myself. I was looking at some of the old pictures I had on my Facebook, and like I got a costume as both R. Kelly and Bill Cosby in different years. I don't like if I ever get famous, somebody might try to cancel me for that shit. In 2011, a Bill Cosby costume was completely innocent.
Right. Yeah, how would you know, right?
Yeah, like I was just I thought it was a cool costume. Nah, like the Alba Rapist. You know what I mean? Like so.
Yeah. Now you're pro rape. Like,
yeah, I'm not going to posthumously or like go back in time to like whatever the context of the song was the context of the song at the time. I'm not mad at them for being like, oh yeah, I'm a Trump supporter. Like, no, you were talking shit about like you got a brand new Lamborghini and you made the whole thing go. You got a gold plated Lamborghini with a gold windshield and gold steering wheel. The song's called Donald Trump. It makes sense to me.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't cancel that. I mean, it was you know, at the time, you know. So imagine like if we find out Barack Obama got a side piece. You know what I mean? Like,
I would actually feel a lot better about life because, like, oh, thank God he's human.
I mean, at some point you gotta be like, hey, look, you know, you gotta take the good and leave the bad alone. I
would feel the same way about Barack having a side chick as I do LeBron having a bald spot. It's like, oh, thank you. Like there is some fairness in the world.
Right.
You can't have everything.
Exactly. Like you're around the same age as LeBron, but look at your hair. Like you have like a full head of like you grow dreads hair.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
LeBron get like I have more hair in this lock LeBron has on his entire head right now. That belongs to me, and that's the only thing that I have on LeBron James. Period. Point blank. In the story. His life is shitting on mine.
Remember when he tried to like hairspray in that line, and the shit started getting in his eyes? He's like, okay, I can't do that.
It's like LeBron.
Like, come on, man.
You can't have everything. Just accept the fact that you got 99% perfect life.
Right. Yeah, but you got to have the Sherman Hemsley, like like the roof is off.
1%.
Like
your hair will be sacrificed for your life. Like the ability to dunk on people at 36, like you were at 16. Lose your hair. That seems like a very easy trade.
That's a good bargain. Yeah. Like the gods are being fair here a little bit.
I'll chop this shit off today if I can dunk. I'm 5'9". I'll go to 24-hour fitness right now. I don't care if it's open or not. Just throwing them back.
You 5'9", Corey?
Yeah. You really trying to take some inches away from me now? Like, that's really what you try? Like, how do you care? You're a foot taller than me either way. Like, now you're like, no, you're 5'6". I don't know.
I can't tell because everybody.
Exactly my point. You can't tell from that angle. Shut up.
Anyway, so the bottom line of this segment of rappers supporting Trump is all these dudes have no business talking about politics because they're all thinking about their taxes and they're thinking about like supporting their baby mamas and all that. So, and it's also very insulting that white people will think that black people will go listen to a dude. 50 Cent hasn't had a record since like 2010. Like, why the fuck would I listen to him?
Thank God for that. That last
Ice Cube did Are We There Yet? Like, come on, like get out of here.
Well, here's the thing.
Like, okay, if Lil Pump or like or Jeezy the Snowman, I might think twice about it. But come on.
Here's the thing. If you're asking Killer Mike or Jay-Z or some people that have actually had some experience with politics, like, you know, like, then I'm interested. But if you're just going to keep pulling up Lil Wayne, Lil Xan, the Baby, whoever, T.I., I'm not going to listen to you. Like, that in itself shows me what you think of us, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's like what you're trying to say is the best of these people is the most ignorant of the people. And by the way, Cardi B is actually pretty smart on politics. I mean, she still sounds like she's still, you know, she's like, but if you really listen to what she's saying, like she's pretty smart.
So what I'm trying to say is your third quarter prospectus doesn't look very appealing to the minorities in my situation. I don't know why I started to sound like Mike Tyson.
So your proposal can suck a dick.
Like, Cardi's got one of those accents where no matter what she says, she's just gonna sound ratchet. Like, she's got that thick Bronx Puerto Rican accent. Like, Rosie Perez the same way. It's a beautiful, it's sexy as hell. But like, she could be speaking to Harvard, like to a Harvard law professor about this, having a dissertation. And you would still be like, this sounds like a rap album.
Well, I mean, but that's the thing though. Like, it's hard because it's a mental trick because we're used to like thinking of people who are intelligent as speaking a certain way with proper received English. I mean, the words don't matter. It's the content.
True.
You know, but she sounds like she's chewing gum and like, okay, nigga, let me explain taxes to you. Like, you know, like it's a mind trick, but that's what they do to us to make us like discount, especially black women, to discount like what they have to say because they're like, oh, you don't even sound like you're intelligent.
Yeah.
Right. And
which she doesn't, to be honest with you.
Well, but that's because it's how you define intelligence. You define it by how a person sounds. First off, before you even hear the words she has to say, that okay, first of all, nigga.
Nah, but that actually works in reverse too, because like if I hear somebody with a thick Southern accent, there are Southern law professors where I'm just like, you sound like you're about to tell me about a 3-4 defense in Alabama.
Right, the accents, yeah. And Southern people have been complaining about this forever. Like, as soon as they open their mouths, they're like, oh.
Yeah. Like, if you got a thick Georgian, I'm not even talking like Atlanta. I'm talking like Dr. Phil. It's Dr. Phil. But he's sitting there like, now you tell me what it is that is going through your cerebral cortex when you're sitting there and you're asking yourself about what's going on in your life. You know, like that accent makes anything sound country as shit. Right. Like, I'm going to prescribe you some xylitol, a little bit of trazeptophan, and next thing you know, you're going to be dealing with the whole deal. You know, just like, no matter what it is, it don't sound right. I'm like, now I want you to take this, and I want you to fry it up with some butter, and then you're going to put it over your gravy, and your biscuit's going to taste just perfect.
I want you to grind up the Xanax, put it in these butter biscuits.
Dr. Phil always sounds like he's about to trick a dog into like getting just too far away from the rope limit. I say that's a joke, son. You missed it.
You know, I was trying to ignore the Foghorn Leghorn reference, but okay, we're here now, so yes. That's your son.
That's where we go. He's just a slowed down Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah, let me tell you something, son. Okay, so moving on. So here in LA, we're in Los Angeles, and the Los Angeles Dodgers, if you don't know, have won the World Series. And I am, for one, am happy because finally, my neighbors have run out of fireworks.
Yes, yes.
They run out of fireworks.
Celebrate good times. Come on. They've been lighting them bitches off since the 4th of July. Not even since
April,
New Year's.
Since April. Like this shit's been popping off like every weekend, every night, and like the day after the World Series, like I took a picture outside my window. The shit was quiet as hell. I was like, finally, like y'all are done. It's great.
That is dope. I'm glad they're out of fireworks. I don't know where they're getting them, where the pipeline's still coming in, but you can also tell that this city was waiting for that one for a lot. Like the Lakers, that was 10 years, but the Dodgers, like I got Mexican neighbors. I heard actual tears coming from like that man was ay con Dios. Like they were crying because that last time they saw it was in the 80s, man.
Yeah, it's 1988. Yeah.
Yeah, I was 5.
Which was very strange because at the same time the Lakers won that year too. So
yeah, that's true.
Year.
That was the first year that was the first year they of the 2P. Like they doubled up after that, right? Or no, that was the second year.
87, 88 was definitely back to back, but
yeah,
they won.
So 88, yeah, that was the year after. Because 89 then the I think the Pistons won.
Right, the Bad Boys came through. But man, I mean, and that was the other thing I was gonna say. Like this championship, like finally gave men the opportunity to cry in public because there's a lot of Mexican dudes crying. Like
well, here's the thing though. When Kobe died, everybody in LA was crying. Mexican people were crying, gangsters were crying, Armenian store owners were crying. Everybody in LA was hurt when Kobe died. Like this is the first tears of joy you've seen, like manly men in LA crying, but this is the first, like that was when you saw like snot bubbles, ugly cry from like dudes on the block, like on Crenshaw. You know what I mean? Kobe.
I wish my father was here to see this. It's like, yeah, I mean, you know, I guess I don't know. Like maybe you wish your dad was just here. Period. Like
damn. Keep the gloves up, Kevin. Shit.
I mean, I'm just saying, like why are people so crazy about this shit? But yeah, I mean, 38 years is a long time. I mean, the people who were born and never seen a championship.
No, 32 years. 32 years. I'm like, shit, that couldn't be possible. I'm not even 38.
But oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, 32 years. Sorry. Yeah, but meanwhile, like, you know, the Chicago Cubs are like, you know,
and they got one. That was a miracle. That was like the first time in 100 years or something. Longer than 100 years.
Right. Like motherfuckers were born, lived, and died. Like never saw their team win.
Yo, I mean, the Cubs legitimately had like, if like say your great grandfather was alive the last time they won it, and then he passed down that to his son, and then passed down his, like it took 5 generations for anybody in that family to see another World Series.
Right. I mean, people were putting like the World Series championship shit on graveyards, like
because it was 32 years. That's half your life, man. That's a whole half a life. That's a whole ass adult. 32 years.
Oh man, people just go crazy for this shit, man. I just have some perspective. The weird thing about it was one of the guys, like one of the aces, Justin Turner, like he had COVID, so he got pulled out of Game 6. But when they won, he came on the field and like took pictures of everybody.
You know what?
I was like, yo, dog, you just got tested positive. Nah, nigga.
I remember hearing about that on all the sports shows, and like everybody just kind of dodged a bullet on that one because like that could have been way worse. And he pretty much exposed everyone on the field to COVID. But in that moment, fuck it. You know, like it's the World Series.
No, fuck it, no. And that's exactly the moment you're supposed to not do that shit because everybody's piling on each other
and
like,
spraying champagne. And yeah, you're right. But like, that was the moment he was working up for. Like I'm not saying he should have did it. I'm just saying I understand why he did it. Like you're a baseball player. You get pulled out for COVID while you're playing a baseball game in the World Series, and then your team wins. You go right back into baseball mode. You forgot why the fuck you got ripped out.
Well, they should have shot a tranquilizer in his ass or something.
That is true. That's on the training staff. Whoever let him back out there, whoever let him through the door, that's on them. That's on the security. Yeah. Like he's gonna naturally want to when the Lakers won the championship, Milan damn near stopped me from running naked in the streets. So I understand him just wanting to just jump out there. I get the impulse.
Top of the ninth, okay, when they're about to, all they had to do was get 3 outs. Mm-hmm. That's when they should have said, hey, take this and then shoot him in the ass just to make sure that he wasn't going to go out there and do some shit.
No, I agree.
But, I mean, that's how it goes. I mean, you can't let people do that because all those players have families and all that. You just created, how many players on the team? 15, 20 or whatever?
I have no idea how many people are on a baseball team.
Yeah, I don't follow baseball either. I mean, to me, it's like...
I know there's 9 on a side. There's 9 people out on the field at once.
Yeah, but there's more people playing the game. But yeah. To me, it's not a game where, number one, you can wear long pants, and number two, you can eat a hot dog in the middle of the game. That's not really a game.
I never thought about the long pants idea.
If you can eat a hot dog in the middle of the sport, it's not a sport. It's a recreation.
Okay? Yeah, you are eating for a good 20% of the game. We count all the sunflower seeds guys go through.
Yeah, so yeah, it doesn't count. But no, I'm just saying, top of the ninth, they should have shot him with a tranquilizer dart right in the neck. Ooh,
damn, the neck. You're not playing around at all. It's
oh. Yeah, exactly. We know what you're gonna do. And just locked him up. But it really sucks though that LA doesn't get a chance to celebrate the Lakers and the Dodgers. I mean, officially. I mean, don't get me wrong. There were some unofficial celebrations.
Yeah.
Do you see that one where that dude was doing donuts and then his car hit a fireworks?
No.
Somebody shot. So the dude's in the middle of downtown. He's doing donuts in the intersection. People are shooting off fireworks. One of the fireworks doesn't shoot up. It falls down. The guy drives over the firework. The firework gets caught in the wheel and it blows up. And the dude's car catches on fire. And I was like, this shit is so lit. Bay Area.
Literally lit.
You gotta respect that.
Literally lit.
Yeah. That shit is, Bay Area gotta respect
I did see when the Lakers won and the pandemonium descended upon Staples Center in Figueroa. Somebody climbed up the traffic light, and then slipped off, but they caught him. So that was could have been much worse, but it was interesting. And yeah, I get people wanting to celebrate. It's not a good idea now. Let's try and get this shit over with and do it next year for real. Have an actual parade. Take your time. If we would have had to wait a week, we can wait a couple months. But yeah, I'm trying to avoid people.
Jared Smith just put a shirt on and just wait.
Yeah, just wait. I got my championship shit. I can wait.
Oh, did you order championship T-shirts?
Oh yeah, it just came 2 days ago. I ordered it right after we won.
Corey's breaking the fourth wall right now. Literally.
Yep. That's what happens when your man cave is also the fucking garage.
But you're one of those dudes who are right after they win, they put the commercials on, the LA Lakers are world champions. Order these T-shirts now.
Oh, that was probably really loud on the mic.
No, it was fine. It didn't sound that bad. So you have championship T-shirts.
Yes, I do.
Well, I mean, I'm down with the T-shirts. Me and Sal had this thing going when the Lakers, when the Warriors and the Cavaliers were going back and back.
Mm-hmm.
And so one year, he won, so I bought him a Cleveland shirt,
mm-hmm.
and I was like, I don't even need a shirt because I have so many Warriors championship shirts. I don't need one. I don't need one more. That's the only one you're gonna get. So he's bought me a Warriors.
If I had a shirt for every championship the Lakers won that I've seen, I would have one for every day of the week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, But yeah, I mean, it's it's too bad we don't have like real parades. But 2021, that'll settle it out. Oh, by the way, this is what's happening now. Like they're saying that the way we are now, it's going to extend all the way into 2021, and we probably won't have a vaccine till 2022. So, so yeah, so this kind of world we're living in right now, this kind of like 24, 23 and one, like Soledad, 24-hour lockdown, like this is gonna be it.
We need to lock down like that. I think that's about the only way it's actually going to work, because even the places that lock down the most strict, like the strictest protocols, are going into a second wave now. Like it's back in Italy, it's back, and they were so locked in the house they were having balcony concerts with each other, and they about to go right back to that. So like, what do we have to do to get out ahead of this shit, because it's still killing people in mass.
Well, I think if Biden wins, one of the things he's going to try to do is like initiate like a federal mandatory mask wearing thing, and contact tracing and all that. I mean, like the basic shit that other countries are doing.
The basic shit that other countries are doing, that Americans are screaming that it's against their freedom.
Yeah, well, I mean, and they have to. I really hope that not only do they have like something, a federal mandate to like lock people down, but they also have an exempt clause that says, okay, if you're a stupid motherfucker and you don't want to follow the rules, okay, you have to sign on this form, and you have to wear this hat so we know that the rest of us should not be around
you. Yeah,
So I mean, I feel like that's where it's gonna go. Like it's gonna have to be. We're gonna have to make. I mean, this is the middle of the disaster movie. It's like, okay, some of you motherfuckers are not gonna make it to the closing credits,
and that's fine.
Okay? And you always know, like in the movie, like you always see the guys always like, "Game over, man! Game over!" You're like, that dude, the alien's gonna eat that fool's head in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He ain't making it to the closing credits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to make that distinction. Like, okay, we're in a crisis right now. Some of us are going to live and some of us are going to die. And I'm not going to let the fact that you're a dumbass, I'm not going to die because you're stupid. Let's put it that way.
I 100% agree. That I wish that was our actual healthcare policy, but we're not. We're not doing that, because too many people would die.
I think we're being too polite about this shit, man. I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like, I think we're being a little bit too like PC about it. Like, well, we'd like everyone to abide by by wearing masks. It's no, we're not enforcing it, but we'd like no. It has to be like, look, you stupid motherfucker. If you don't wear a mask, you're not allowed outside, okay? You bitch ass fool. Get the fuck out of our faces before you kill our children. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's really what we need. But like, good luck telling that to Billy Bob and Bubba Ray and everybody else out there with a lifted Trump truck, and they decide and they need a shotgun to go to Starbucks. Like, I don't want to get that kind of America, but the fact that you can't tell them nothing is part of why we're here.
Yeah, it's a problem. I showed my brother that picture of that dude that went into Starbucks with like 2 Glocks strapped to him, and my brother was dying. And he's like, because my brother's a Marine.
Yeah.
He actually carries real guns. He's seen real action. He's like, who the fuck walks in with all that?
Yeah. Why do you need 4 guns for a latte?
It's ridiculous. It's like, open carry, that's fine if you feel you need to carry a gun. But when you carry like 3 or 4 guns to go to Starbucks, all right, dude. Like now you're an ammo sexual. Like this is weird. Yep. So yeah, man. I don't know how this is gonna pan out. But
real quick, we got a viewer on YouTube. Super Sad Cat said there is no answer. It's called a catch-22. Open, close, open, close. Yeah, I kind of agree. Like, we don't really know what to do. And when we open, we close, we open, we close. But I'm saying close because if anything if the NBA proved one thing, the bubble fucking works. If you isolate, the shit won't get, you can't transmit it. Simple as that.
Right. Yep, that's true. Yeah. But people have to be disciplined. And the cats that try to like sneak in women into the bubble, they got thrown out. Um, I, I'm still like that's still a mystery to me, like how homeboy tried to sneak this girl in.
That's a mystery to you?
Well, it's a mystery because he dressed her up as one of the teammates,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what. And I was like, so the question is, which one of your teammates you think is fine as a motherfucker? Like, which one of your teammates you think is a thotty?
That
Like, yo,
wasn't the NBA. That was the NFL. That was a rookie on the Seahawks in their training camp, and I think that was as stupid as Daniel House. Maybe no, that was dumber. That was definitely dumber because he had no money to, like, he was on the practice squad. You were about to get money. You fucked up the bag. Like Daniel
right.
House fucked up the bag, but he already had some bag that was unblemished.
Yeah,
But in
yeah,
his situation, here's what I want to know.
Houston went home like what, like 3 days
Yeah.
later anyway.
Here's my thing though. Like, was she working there or did he sneak her in and like she was posing as like a test taker or something? Cause like if she was just working there and decided to let him smash, like I guess there's a fraternization clause or whatever, but I don't see why he had to go. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if you're able to consensually get a worker to smash while you're in the bubble, I don't think you should be punished for that.
I don't see nothing wrong.
And it's 3 months, man. Like I understand the dude wanting to try something.
Hey, look. Okay, if you're in the bubble and your massage therapist or whatever the cleaning staff wants to smash, like, yo, what else are you doing? Like, there's nothing else going on there.
Yeah, I mean, you're already in the bubble. You're clear of COVID. Everybody in the bubble is clear of COVID. Don't see a problem. Like, like that shit shouldn't have been public. Like, it's no big deal to me. Like, how that even get? I want to know how, like, who snitched. That's the thing. I want to know who told on this dude because it's pretty benign. Like, it's really not a problem. But since you got caught, it's a definite problem.
I think technology snitched because they have cameras in a hotel.
That's true.
So you can't. I mean, this is not like I'll meet you in Magic City. Come out in the back. I'll drive you to my house. Like there's cameras all over the place.
No, I get it. I just like I understand why the NBA had to do something. They're the NBA. Like you can't just not do anything. But like especially since it got out. But like if it didn't get out, I don't see how that would have been a problem. Like.
Yeah, well, there's all kinds of controls on those people, so and for some reason, like especially the NFL, they love to like. Well, okay, there's the NBA and the NFL, so there's a case with the NBA where the guy clearly got somebody from outside the bubble, which was a problem, right? But the NFL, I mean, that was just funny.
Yeah, that was just straight up dumb.
And you gotta think like the person at the front door, the person that's like scanning your bag, they all have to look at this girl, in a Seahawks uniform and go, "Oh yeah, okay."
It's very cartoony.
What's up, bro? Yeah, go get him.
That's very like something you would see a cartoon do. Like, just it's a very juvenile, childish plan to think you can sneak, like literally camouflage this chick to be a football player for you to and then what? Like, say you get her in, then what? Then you gotta sneak her out. What are you gonna do? Come on, bro.
It's on the level of like two kids, one standing on each other's shoulders with a big jacket on, pretending to be an adult. Like it's that level of like Scooby Doo bullshit.
Real quick, Super Sad Cat asks, "Are the cheerleaders in the bubble? I mean, if they are, well, then take one for the team." I like where your head's at, but the cheerleaders are not allowed to have relationships with the players, and I know that for a fact in football. I don't know if it's the same in the NBA, but I think it's for that particular reason. It's just like, like I guess that's protect your investment as a sports team. It's like that just makes it easy for Instagram models to infiltrate the cheerleading squad, and then next thing you know, you got 6 Dwight Howards on your team.
Yeah, it's a real problem. But I mean,
might as well get a contract to her.
Cheerleaders don't get paid that much, so they're gonna protect that what little bit they have. And there's a lot of privileges they get, like in being invited to parties and shit like that. So if it's that versus like being a server at Applebee's, which is where a lot of these gals would be if they weren't doing this, then that's
Also,
what it
I'd
is.
like to add, it's not a good idea for the cheerleaders to have relations in general because, like, the Washington football team fucked that up. Daniel Snyder had his team's cheerleaders go down on a trip with a lot of like season ticket holders and investors, and basically as their escorts. Like, and I mean like as escorts, and then like more as escorts. And more than half of them, was not cool with that shit. Like they're just
Right,
regular
right,
women wanting to do their job. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah, I mean, that was hella nasty. I heard about that, and they're like, "Yo, I just come here and dance, and I go home."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, you wouldn't do that with the football players. You wouldn't send them to like a resort with a bunch of old white women and be like, "Oh, here's my black studs. You guys do
Donald
whatever you
Sterling
want with
would.
them." Donald Sterling. Oh yeah, yes, Donald Sterling would, because to him those were his niggers. Like straight up, like that was some plantation
Yeah.
level shit right
Look
there.
at those beautiful black bodies. That is so creepy.
Look at my blacks. Look at the dude's practically oiling them.
Oh my god. And his punishment, we punished that dude by giving him $2 billion. Jesus. That was his punishment. You can never come back. Here's $2 billion. The fuck out of my face.
oh, oh man, if only black people could be punished that way. Like never do drugs again. Here's $2 million. Oh God. All right, so this is the last weekend before civilization collapses. I have no idea what's gonna
This is
happen,
civilization, Kevin.
well, okay.
We're in a plague. People are buying guns and supplies in mass. Like this is we're getting towards the end of the opening credits in the 28 days later.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know what like we're probably gonna have a show next week. Probably.
Yeah,
Okay.
if the grid is still up, we'll be on the airwaves.
Right, right. Yeah, and if I'm not chased down, and hunted by these Trump people, yeah, it's gonna be, yeah. So by next week, we're gonna know like where we're gonna be for the next couple of years. If it's gonna be Armageddon, or planet, was it Planet Z?
Yeah, World War Z,
World War Z, yeah.
Walking Dead.
Yeah,
My money is on Book of Eli.
I better start.
I think it's gonna be like a nuclear, like somewhere between Mad Max and Book of Eli, nuclear holocaust type of deal.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be, hopefully civilization still stands. If not, I'm glad I'm still in shape, because I always used to joke that I felt like at my age, in my 40s now, that at one point I'm gonna have to be able to fight the radioactive orphans for my drinking water. and I think we're getting that point.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
So predictions. Who do you think's gonna win?
I hope Biden wins, and that's not very hopeful. I'm not like, that's the thing. Like, even like best case scenario, he wins, Trump bows out gracefully, which ain't gonna happen. Everything shifts over.
No, you know why? Because when Trump won, he said the election was a fraud.
I know. But I'm saying,
what the fuck you think he's gonna say?
Let me finish my thought before I'm too high to remember it. So best case scenario, Biden wins. This is a peaceful transition to government, and shit gets back to normal. Like, then I got to worry about whatever fuck shit he's going to do. Trump winning again is going to be complete and utter goddamn chaos on a biscuit. Like, it's going to be ridiculous. Like, this dude's gonna, like, I bet you he's like, I guarantee you, if he wins, the first thing he's going to do is like make a law that says he can be president for life or some shit like that. It's going to be like when your 3-year-old finds a magic lamp, and it's like, you get 3 wishes. Like, I wish for more wishes. It doesn't work like that. Well, too late, motherfucker. I just did it.
Right. Didn't Robin Williams say you can't do that in Aladdin?
Yeah, and there's always a clause, but that's what he's gonna try to do, And then or better yet, if he doesn't win, then he's gonna not give up, and then we're gonna have to get the military involved, and that's when shit's gonna hit the fan. And either way, no matter how it flies, after Tuesday, the rest of the world is gonna look at us like the bully that was taking everybody's lunch money, but now someone maced him. So it's like, well, this is the only chance I'm gonna get to knock this motherfucker out. You know what I mean? I feel like it's gonna have a ripple effect down the line of a lot of countries we pissed off over the years seeing us weak.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're laughing their asses off. Don't get me wrong.
It's not a matter of laughing. It's a matter of well, can we actually take a shot at these motherfuckers?
Oh, okay. Well, in Trinidad, people are just laughing because it's like.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. From the outside looking in, yeah, we're fucking retarded.
Yeah. It's kind of like watching watching your neighbors fight. You're sitting on the veranda and hearing them like cussing each other out. You're like,
you just sit there with your tea, like, look at the Johnsons. Look out. Ooh, she threw his TV out the window.
Right. No, don't call the police.
They didn't call him cheap.
Don't call them yet. Don't call the police yet. I want to see where this goes.
No, let it go. They ain't got violent yet. There goes the Xbox. Oh, this gonna get ugly.
And you're just there with your phone like, World Star.
Trying not to giggle.
Like, ooh, they're fighting. Oh, she's throwing his clothes out in the front lawn. Ooh.
Okay, all that we just said, all we've been talking about, that's the rest of the planet the last 3 years. That's it. It's all watching us with their phones out like, God damn, these Americans are stupid. Look at them go. Oh my God, they're fighting over healthcare. Like shit like that. And then after on say December, that's when the gloves are going to come off, both domestically and internationally. Because right now, China's making money hand over fist with that stupid-ass tariff thing that Trump did. But there's going to be a point when one of those superpowers that they're trading with is like, let's take a shot. Russia, India, combination of the two, Iran, you never know.
Yeah. I mean, because they're gonna grab their nuts and be like, well, you guys are unstable right now, so we can just do what we do. Iran's gonna spin up the nuclear program. China and Japan have 1/3 of the U.S. debt, so they're like, what the fuck are you gonna tell me?
Yeah.
Yo, if we stop buying your debt, if we sell your debt, you're fucked. So you can't tell us nothing.
I always wondered, when we owe China, who collects that money? How do we, what happens when China just sends some people over? So you gonna pay money or we break legs?
Well, what it is like the U.S. sells debt to other countries, so that's what holds up our bonds and stuff like that. So it's bad for China if they try to sell the debt because then they lose a huge asset. Mm-hmm. And it also, and the thing is, they're because we used to be stable. The fact that they hold U.S. debt stabilizes their money. Mm-hmm. So 50 years ago, it was when China was kind of in turmoil and communism was taken, their currency was you couldn't buy shit with Chinese money. But now it's stable because they're holding U.S. debt and it's a steady. You know what I'm saying? It's if I hold on to you and you hold on to me, then we're steady.
Yeah.
But
it's they don't have any value in their money, but their money is valued in the fact that they owe we owe them so much money. It would be if someone comes to the books you don't have any money. It's oh, but the Americans owe us $3 billion. Oh, well then you have $3 billion.
Yeah, exactly. So they're standing on that.
Yeah.
And that's why I was trying to push this idea that the way we could that we could use that because they have power. I mean, because if they decide not to buy our debt, they might be, but they're strong enough now that their money, the yen and all that stuff can flow free without the U.S. So they can come to us and be like, we want, unless.
Don't do the accent, Kevin.
It's a terrible place to go. As a black man trying to do any kind of Asian accent, it gets wrong. So I won't do that. But they can come and say it unless you support Black Lives Matter, we're gonna pull our currency, and that's where black people have an edge. We can say, hey, we're not gonna play the 2021 NBA season unless you back us up.
That was originally what I thought Ice Cube had gone to, like that he put the platinum plan out to both sides about. It's like, hey, look, either you guys do this or we're gonna boycott such and such or this, that, and the third. But the funny thing,
But I mean, the platinum plan is just like a bunch of broad nonsense.
Yeah.
What I'm suggesting is a hostage situation. Like I'm putting a gun to motherfuckers' heads. Like, yo, do you want to see the Lakers play or the Beijing Ducks?
Damn. And it might not even be then, because then China's like, oh, we're not going to give you our television rights. We'll have more people watching on phones than you can get on cable. We're not tripping off that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. They may have some leverage there too. But
I had a point, but I forgot what I was going to say. It's something to do with China.
But see, that's what the weed does.
Not even that. It was actually a good conversation. You brought up another point that threw me off what I was trying to say. But also, Russia is like. Does anybody notice that Putin poisoned the motherfucker and just kind of just fucked off? Like nobody even noticed. Remember, it was like a month ago.
Yeah. But it's.
Oh, I remember my point. It actually has exactly what I was trying to say. Like the fact that I had to remember when Putin poisoned the dude is almost a Mandela effect. It's the Trump effect. Trump does so much shit that it's hard for you to keep a reference of time because he does so many things. And the thing that brought that up to me in my head was like, I remember Trump actually said that China was going to pay for the next round of stimulus because the disease came from them.
Just like Mexico was going to pay for the wall, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
it's like now it's like I can't even like if as long as you don't take him seriously, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean he should be on cable TV. He should be,
That was his job before, man.
Like I mean, because that's what those guys love. They love to hear a guy just shouting out bullshit.
I wish he'd go back to his old job.
I mean, come on. Like the wall wasn't built because, and Mexico famously, like the president was like, "We're not paying for that fucking wall." Yeah. And he spelled fucking FACKING. I always remember that.
Fucking wall.
The fucking wall. Like, no, we're not paying.
He spelled it in Boston. I pay for that fucking wall.
Yeah, I mean, it's so ridiculous at this point. I mean, he really should just go back to just being on television shouting at people because he has fans, right? And
millions of them.
Yeah, and I don't. There was a lot of old white people that love to hear old white people scream at the rest of the world, and that's a fan base that's like, look, I don't like K-pop, I don't pay attention to that, but I'm not saying ban K-pop.
Yeah.
But I don't want BTS or whatever the fuck they are being in charge of the country. Okay.
Well, here's my thing is if K-pop promoted like racial animus and like
going try to do the BTS thing.
If Korean pop fans were driving around in big pickup trucks and beating the shit out of people and shooting at people and causing trouble, I would say down with K-pop. But they're not, so they're cool. I've got a huge problem with MAGA because that's their whole MO. Like it's not enough for them to just have a political stance. They got to intimidate people. That's terrorism. That's the literal definition of terrorism.
Yeah. I mean, this just happened today. Like while I was writing the notes for this show, you heard about the Biden-Harris bus that got ran off the road by those guys.
Yeah.
And today, just like an hour before we did this show, a bunch of Trump supporters, they blocked the New Jersey bridge going into New York.
I wonder if Christie had anything to do with
that. Krispy Kreme Christie.
Not too many people I can make fun of for being fat.
Well, to me, it's not so much that he's fat. It's just like he doesn't seem to know he's fat. So he
Oh, he knows. He knows. He's aware.
But remember when he threw out was it the New York, was it a Mets game or the Yankees game? I forget which game where he threw out the first ball.
Mm-hmm.
And he had like the pants like above the waist, and he had like this moose knuckle thing going on.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, dog, like, look, you can be whatever size you are, but like
like fucking like work with your shit, man. Like
he's got to the size where it's like almost asexual. Like, you know how like Peter Griffin's so fat his stomach is just in the way before it's like wrong. Like his ass is fat and gross, but like his stomach blocks it from being like, rated R. That's Chris Christie.
It's just
like he's human Winnie the Pooh.
He really did look like Winnie the Pooh in that thing. And like he had to put on that uniform, and nobody in the room was like, "Yo, man, why don't you just lower this under the belly?" So you don't look like a fucking Russian doll. Like
he doesn't know that his gut and his waist are two separate things.
He put that shit right on the belly button, and it was just like.
I mean, bro. They aren't physically on him two separate things, but they are two separate things in like the world.
I challenge you to go back and find that picture and
no, I don't want to. I know exactly what picture you're talking about now, and challenge rejected. I don't want to go looking for Chris Christie's moose knuckle. We were talking about Trump supporters blocking the bridge in Jersey. We got onto a funny tangent, and now you want me to look for something that's going to cause me visual distress. No.
Okay, I'll leave it alone. But anyway, so the bottom line with these people is that they're I mean, in Beverly Hills, by the way, they had a protest and the police showed up and called it an unlawful assembly and had to like clear them out.
And that unlawful assembly was where Offset got arrested. He was trying to drive back to wherever the fuck he lives up there in the hills and shit. And they said he was waving a gun because he's black in front of a bunch of Trump supporters. Now, granted, he probably did have a gun because he's Offset, but but at the same time, like that don't mean he was doing anything illegal.
He probably, I mean, maybe he was waving a gun, but he had his weed holder like handle that shit.
Yeah, I'm saying like it's the Migos. I'm sure there was a weapon somewhere, but I'm not saying he was dumb enough to be waving it out the window at Trump supporters. Like that don't hold water to me.
Right. So I mean, he drove through and he gave him the finger, and they're like, "Oh, that's a weapon." So I mean,
plus, if you wave a weapon at Trump supporters, odds are they're gonna return fire.
Yep. So today is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we have 2 days left. So everybody gather your affairs.
48 hours from now, like while you're at work or getting off work to go vote because the Republicans have taken away the polling places and the drop boxes in your county, so you have to stand in line for 7 hours. Whatever the situation is, in 48 hours, everything is going to be very, very tense.
Yep. So, I mean, here in LA, I mean, California is relatively chill, so we don't really see.
I voted weeks ago.
But to my people, my folks, my people in Florida, I mean, Florida is gonna be a motherfucker, man.
That's gonna be.
Well, it's already been. I mean, my folks live, in the more liberal side of Florida, but you go to the east. And it's West Alabama, bro. For real.
Well, no, it's East Alabama. It's coastal Alabama. I feel what you're saying.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. I've been to Florida. I got family in Florida. They all crazy in that state.
Yeah, you can't do none of it.
Black people just as crazy as white people in Florida because they got to deal with the white people in Florida.
I mean, I want to have a long discussion about this, about like the difference between like growing up in a country that's majority black versus growing up in America, because like I'm confronting this insanity as an adult, but you just kind of grew up in it.
Yeah, like you being from Tobago, there's got to be like a neighborhood or
Trinidad,
even another. Excuse me, Trinidad. Sorry, you being from Trinidad and Tobago. You being from Trinidad. Sorry, in Trinidad, or better yet, in Tobago, in one of those other Caribbean countries, there's got to be one that has the stereotype for being like, "Ooh, you don't want to go there," right?
Well, I mean, there's some jokes around. Like in Trinidad, we think people from Grenada talk funny.
Okay.
And we think Jamaicans are way too aggressive.
Okay. All right, Jamaica.
I think everybody does actually.
Florida is the Jamaica of your situation. Like Florida is always going to be aggro. You know what I mean? Like, and it's funny because it's split right down. Like, you Latino, white, black, you all crazy if you in that state because you all interact with each other. And on top of that, just to sprinkle a little cherry on top, there's the craziest critters on the planet that you just got to get used to. Like alligators and rattlesnakes is just some shit that happens in Florida.
Yeah.
Like, you got to deal with that like spiders out here.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, those guys have been around for millions of years. Like we just showed up. Like they're like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, this is our space.
Yeah, like Milan tripped out because I had to shoo a raccoon off the garbage can last night. Like, she wouldn't be able to handle a fucking rattlesnake. Like, yeah, you go take out the garbage. I come back, my forearm is like 5 times the size of my head. Like, bro, call the doctor.
Exactly, your side of your head is like blowing up.
Yeah.
No, because the reptiles, they're not mammals, so they don't give a fuck about you. Like, they'll just eat you. They don't care.
But that's what I'm saying. That's normal in Florida. That's shit. Like, you go outside with a shotgun in Florida for the gator, and you're not even supposed to hit the gators to scare it away. You get back down now.
Get now, get.
Boy, I'll make some shoes out you.
All right, man. Well, okay, we got to wrap this up. We touched on rappers supporting Trump, which is weird. Talking about Halloween, Trump supporters, the Dodgers.
We didn't talk about Hunter Biden. Apparently, that was weird.
No, we didn't get there, but that's all right. I mean, that
was a non-starter anyway. That wasn't really a story.
Okay.
The story was there was no story.
Yeah, there wasn't a story. So predictions, we have it. If you're watching,
what did you predict? I'm sorry.
What I predict. So I looked at the polls and stuff. So there's a thing called margin of error, which I think people don't understand.
I had statistics. I got you.
Yeah. Okay. So margin of error means like, okay, so Biden's ahead by 2 points with a margin of error of 2 points, which
plus minus 2%, something like that.
Yeah. So he could win or could lose. He's pretty solid. The problem is a lot of the polls are taking their predictions in states that don't matter. So in California, who cares? Washington, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
But the battleground states, that's where it matters. So Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Florida, those are the ones. If right off the bat, if he loses Florida on that night, it's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way coming back from that.
I don't see Trump losing Florida.
Well, it's tied right now.
Interesting.
But the problem is a lot of people who vote left voted early because they actually believe in COVID, whereas the Trump supporters are going to go in like the day of. So you're going to see a red surge the day of the election. So we'll see what happens there. So the polls are they're going to be skewed heavily, like, because the exit polls are going to push back on what the original polls go for. I think it's Trump still has a chance, but it's below 20%.
Interesting.
So yeah, so so I'm not going to sleep on that. It's not. It's a kind of thing where it's like, yeah, Biden's probably going to win, but I wouldn't put anything past these motherfuckers.
Yeah, same. Like, I expect some fuckery. Like, and that's what I intend. Like, whether it's scary, whether it's comically bad, regardless, it will be entertaining. Like, they're going to try something. Like, I feel like somebody's going to drive one of their lifted trucks through a polling place or something. Like, there's going to be a lot of shenanigans going on Tuesday.
So here's one that just happened today. So a federal judge just backed off Republicans trying to like block drive-in voting.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, in Harris County, Texas, like you can drive up and vote. Okay, now Harris County includes Houston. Okay, so like every Nigerian from Texas, like that's where they live, in Houston.
Oh boy,
right?
Okay,
so they try to block those votes, and they blocked that. So
good. I'm glad they blocked. So it got blocked. That they were trying to keep those votes from counting, and they blocked that from happening.
Yeah, exactly. But that just happened today. But they're going to keep trying to. And the thing, their argument was like, voting by car is blocked by the U.S. Constitution. I said the Constitution doesn't have cars, nigga. Like what the fuck are you talking about?
Thou shalt not vote from thine horse and buggy.
Exactly. Like if I was a judge, I'd be like, motherfucker, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
They really tried it though. They really tried it. They're like, oh, curses, spoiled again.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, but that's the level they're trying to play at. You know, they're trying to like block everywhere black people vote. They didn't go to like the other counties where it's majority white. They'll go to Harris County, which is the biggest county.
Yeah, no.
You know, and has all.
It's amazing to me how blatant this shit has been. Like when they said when the governor of Texas only allowed one drop box per county. I'm like, how is that not blatant disenfranchisement? And you're doing it right fucking now, like a month before a major U.S. election. Give me a fucking break. Like that's blatant, but they can't. Like they won't call it.
Yeah, they're out in the open about that. So I mean, but anyway, so the point is that people are fighting back now, and we've had more voters vote early than ever in U.S. history. Wow. So I mean, yeah. So all the predictions are off. So all the models that people built in the past were built on like how people voted in the past. Mm-hmm. But now we have over 90 million people already voted before election fucking day.
I don't think we had 90 million people vote in the entire election last time.
Yeah, exactly. So anybody that has a prediction right now, like they have no idea what they're talking about because we have never modeled this before.
Yeah. Well, I know for a fact that after Tuesday everything will be different because we will finally stop getting all these voting advertisements on our phones. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, I probably missed some real text from people because I just stopped answering my phone. Especially in my old area code because I'd get them like I don't live there anymore. So this is definitely hi. This is my. Would you like to vote for Prop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? It is a great proposition. Okay. Okay, man. Well, we gotta go.
Yep.
But everybody, like, hang in there. Hopefully, we'll see you next week.
And if there is still a world and a grid and an internet, I will be doing the first of what I hope will be many Robinson Comedy Services Telecomedy Jam on November 17th. That is 2 Tuesdays from Election Day. So plenty of time for the fallout to have dissipated from the air and you to come back up from your bunkers. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Kev, do you have anything you want to plug, my friend?
Not this Tuesday because it's election day, but next Tuesday, I'll be starting an open mic at Diablo's here in Los Angeles. So if you're in Silver Lake, Echo Park, it's where the old Silver Lake Lounge is. So hit me up if you want some stage time. Come through if you want to see some live comedy. And it's safe. Like we have a whole protocol. We exchange mics, wipe the mics down so nobody, can touch anybody else. And we're gonna try to get that going. So yeah, come through.
Like this.
So, all right.
That does it for us, folks.